the NEACE patch note rundown. Now, I'm kind of sick still. I'm going to do my best to get through all this. I'm going to zoom in nice and big so we can read. This is going to be a doozy. This is going to be a doozy. There's going to be a lot of shit to cover. Hopefully you guys understand this will be a longer video. I'm also reading this for the first time, so I'm going to take it nice and slow. We're going to go through all this shit, and I'm going to give my initial reads. If you know more about the specifics of the changes than I do, Twitch chat, if you got some good insight, by all means, feel free to chime in. Just don't be an idiot. And yeah, so I'm going to read through this. Patch 7.9. Blah, blah, blah. The mid-season train's leaving the station. XD. In the first row, we have some tanks, making their kits more distinct and sharpening their identities. Tanks in mind sees the opportunity to revisit our durability items and how resistances were working. We have some good stuff down below with new items like some gargoyle shit and some adaptive shit, as well as shifts of power in items like Guardian Angel and Abyssal Scepter. Since we're on the subject of items, we also want to make sure our damage items play nice with the durability changes. We're cool with how the ability power items are doing, but to hit the right balance on the AD front, we need to siphon some power from armor pen into other stuff. We're also adding quests to support starting items. We want supports to have more room to be interactive and meaningful in lane without throwing raw stats and gold at them. Cool. We're also improving the clarity around how they support their team. Items have more detailed stat tracking, crowd control is more viable, and the end of the game screen has beefed up stats. Last but not least, Rift Herald has a brand new encounter and reward. Whenever defeated, she can be summoned. Yep, I remember this. Better pay attention to her, otherwise there won't be much of your base left. Sounds kind of like your cult. Yada yada, etc, etc. Let's start with Maokai. Maokai, while most tanks bring specific strengths, Maokai does everything at once. So when the Twisted Treant is at or above par with his classmates, he quickly becomes the go-to pick. Yep. At the same time, no specific strategy or team comp depends on Maokai's particular set of skills to succeed. When he's weaker than other tanks, he vanishes off the face of the earth. Yep. This update is about establishing strategies and situations where you really want Maokai as well as ones you really don't. We're shaving away generic strengths, Vengeful Maelstrom, and damage reduction aura, and replacing them with situationally powerful tools. Cool. Maokai's getting all these updates. Base stats are going down. Health growth is going up. Health regen is going down. Armor is going up. Passive. Actually, is there like new Maokai? Someone's got to have something here. Wait, what? Interesting. Okay. I just needed to get in tune with what the fuck is going on here. Remove sap stacking. Sap magic no longer uses a stacking system. New cooldown 30, 25 at levels 1, 6, 17. Yeah, the travel speed is kind of silly. Oh, okay, hold on. Maokai new saplings. I need something current. Yeah, I'll have to look at it later on. Bramble Smash, cost, cooldown, yada yada. Can someone in the mods, can we find like a video showing this fucking thing? So I can get an understanding of what's changing with him. Fast sapling toss into the brush last and have a larger detonation radius. Enemy caught in the explosion takes 100% additional damage over 2. Trap champ. New R, the wall comprised 5 brambles. Cooldown, massive wall, slowly advances each bramble, damages and roots the first enemy hit. Pretty neat. Cool. Okay. I really, honestly, I have no idea on this one. Oh, here we go.
Hello guys, it's Ramos here, and in this video we're taking a look at the 3 new updated champions.
This guy's
for the
voice.
mid-season update. First we have Sejuani.
Wait. Where's Maokai at? Here we go. Shouts out to this dude, Remus.
Back nearby enemies, but if he's charged, he's going to do what you see here. Next we have Maokai. His passive is the same, healing him when doing damage.
Wait, hold on. This guy, I know what this sounds like. 3 days later. That's what this guy sounds like to me. Fucking SpongeBob.
Using enough spells. His Q is as well the same, but he has a new voice. His W is the same.
That travel speed is slow.
His E is a little bit updated. The ones placed in brush last longer and deal additional damage over time, so they are stronger in brush. And of course the new thing for him is this amazing new ultimate, Nature's Grasp, that summons a colossal well of thorns that advance forward, rooting enemies struck, and it increases the further this thingy travels.
Huh. Okay. Got it. My read on this one is I don't know. My gut's telling me that we're getting into this. It's weird. When I interviewed at Riot, I did a lot of comparisons. Like when they asked me questions, I compared a lot of things about League to Dota, and it definitely feels like one of my main criticisms of League is coming into fruition, where they're recognizing finally at last that you can't just make a bunch of stat champions that have no diversity and expect this game to ever have any sort of change in the way that the meta works. And I think that they're recognizing champs that... Current Gragas comes to mind. Champs that are overtuned and are just auto-picked for every situation because they're overtuned is the worst thing for diversity in the game. Like, champions need to be able to do other things better than other champions so that there's actual strategy beyond just like, well, we're playing an arcadey version of Dota. So I don't really know how this is going to play out. I like that Riot's taking a look at their tanks and going, wow, when a tank's overtuned, he's just the tank that we all play. Gragas is that champ right now. Hopefully they iron him out. But it's cool seeing that we're having Maokai serve as this like big utility ult and trap champ with his fucking saplings. It does bonus damage. I love seeing shit like this. I love seeing the game shift away from just being a mechanical slugfest for the first like 10 minutes, and then the rest just kind of falls into play with the comps later if the mechanics were even. I'd love to see the game have more of tactical value and picks. So this is kind of cool. Then we have Sejuani. I'm going to keep using this guy's video because...
Hello guys,
I'm sure he would appreciate the publicity anyways, and I need to be able to see these champions so I can understand what the fuck they're doing with this. So let's bring up his... Let's bring this shit up here.
Sejuani. Her passive is
Sejuani.
just updated, so after not taking damage for a brief duration, she becomes immune to slows and gains bonus resistance. Passive is just updated, so after not taking damage for a brief duration, she becomes immune to slows and gains bonus resistance.
Cool.
And that some are untouched. Her W is new, swings her mace in front of her, then slams it down in a line, and both deal damage and apply frost. Her E is new as well, permafrost. Her basic attacks apply frost on champions and large monsters, and nearby allied mini champions also gain this effect, and it stacks up to 4 times, and when that stacks, you can throw that thing that stuns and freezes the target.
Throw the
and
thing.
Also deals more damage based on the maximum.
I'm talking shit, but I only speak
her
one
ultimate
language.
is also updated, no longer stuns everyone, it throws that thingy, but stuns and freezes the first one, and then it explodes, leaving a...
His descriptions are amazing. So, Sejuani now more immune to CC with her passive, and delivers a ton of single target CC, is my read on this. Throw the tingy. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. This is going to be very hard to assess on what or how this all plays out when it finally becomes live. It feels like, if I'm being honest, that ult is a lot weaker. However, there's definitely more options for actual CC throughout her kit, and it looks like they went with more single target CC. But let's see what Riot had to say about it. Sejuani's ult is in the running one of the strongest ults, but that distinction comes at a cost. Basic abilities kept watered down state. In terms of we're evening things out into more impactful things for Sedge to do across the rest of her kit. So yes, that's basically what they did. They nerfed her ult and they tried to make it so that there was a little bit more going on with the champion across the board. With greater strength and her basic abilities, Sejuani's the tank to pledge fealty to when your team prefers to get up and close personal with the enemy. Cool. There's definitely a Braum comparison there for sure. People are throwing it out in the Twitch chat. This is all until it goes live. I mean, we're all just gonna wait and see how it plays. I think that Sejuani seems a lot stronger though. I think if anything, Maokai doesn't seem all that impressive currently, and it seems like something that would play better in a team format than solo queue. Sejuani actually seems like she might be useful in solo queue when this goes live. Definitely one of the stronger of the two, I would think, based on what I'm seeing here.
Hello guys.
Let's bring up fucking Bikini Bottom guy here for the Zach now. I'm really happy that he did this, because this is nice. So wait.
Next we have Zek. His passive is exactly the same.
Oh, his passive's the same. Got it.
Is new, so it stretches an arm and grabs the first enemy hit, dealing damage and slowing them. And his next basic attack takes the other guy and then slams both of them.
Hold on.
And his next basic attack takes the other guy and then slams both of them one to another, so that's a pretty cool ability. His W is as well exactly the same.
His W is the same? Interesting.
His E is exactly the same as well, and his ultimate is new, so it makes him go like that, and if it's staying enough and enemies are above him, he can jump around with them from there. And he's also immune to crown control.
What is going on? Why did they do this? What is this? This is so retarded. I can't even... This looks so stupid.
Makes him go like that, and if it's staying enough and enemies are above him, he can jump around with them from there. And his E is exactly the same round with them above him. He can jump around.
Look at his face! So he gets to... Wait, this is Dota. They legit are just like creating these like crazy fucking... These crazy ults that just do bizarre shit. I mean, this is crazy. Being able to launch a fucking team into your team. Being able to jump into the Baron Pit and throw people out of it. Being able to launch your team into Baron Pit. Or being able to launch the other team out of Baron Pit. Like, what the fuck? Being able to take a team and throw them into your tower from over a wall. Like...
With them from there.
Okay. Thanks, Bikini Bottom. Sweet! Actually, I need Bikini Bottom for one more thing. I just realized I need him for fucking Rift. Huh. Like I said before with these, I don't know how these play until they come out. And this is just too much math, too much shit to look at to make judgment calls on it. So I'll just skip all that shit. New durability items. Adaptive Helm. Tanks have been struggling to deal with certain types of magic damage. Not just tanks, but yes. Because burst mages have longer cooldowns and really enough damage to one-shot tanks. Tanks are less likely to die to them than they follow up damage marksman. Battle mages low cooldowns circumvent that pattern by continuing to threaten tanks throughout a fight. This leaves tanks feeling a bit underwhelmed with their available MR. Yes! Mundo's coming back, dude. Can't simply tune up MR items, however, without causing tanks to entirely invalidate other mages. Instead, we're introducing Adaptive Helm to allow tanks some breathing rooms against persistent spellcasters. Tanks already have items that tune to sustain damage from physical sources, with items like Randuin's Omen and Frozen Heart helping them. Adaptive Helm is a similar item for incoming magic damage. So fucking cool! I'm so sick of Swain and fucking Cassiopeia just ruining every champ. So this is pretty cool. This one is taking magic damage from a spell or effect reduces all subsequent magic damage from that same spell or effect by 15% for 4 seconds. Pretty cool. The anti-Swain, the anti-cast. Pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. I really like this. Gargoyle Stone Plate. 2 types of champions stack durability items. Fighters and tanks. Tanks go all in durability, so they keep protecting, disrupting, and enabling carries. Fighters, on the other hand, want to pick up a bit of durability, but ultimately care about their damage as well. This puts pure durability items in a weird place. They provide too much raw tankiness. They risk making fighters too hard to duel. On the other hand, if they don't provide enough, tanks eat too much ambient damage in team fights and feel safe doing their job. We're introducing Gargoyle Stone Plate to give tanks and maybe fighters who have already fallen behind in the one-on-one the option to gear up for team fights without making them impossible to duel. Unique passive: if 3+ enemy champions are nearby, gain 40 bonus armor and magic resist for 4 seconds, grow in size, and gain active. Gain bonus health equal to 40% of your maximum health, but reduce damage dealt by 60. If Stone Skin is active, the health increase becomes 100 instead. The tanks are coming back, boys. That's what this looks like to me. I can see a lot of tanks being able to sit under towers in spots that they normally wouldn't be able to when they fall behind, or be more impactful in team fights when they fall behind. This is a very interesting comeback mechanic for the tanks that flop in lane phase. I can't say I love it, but I also can't, I would be lying if I sit here and pretend that like all the fighter type champions haven't been crowding out tanks, at least in solo queue, lately. So maybe this is needed. Durability item adjustments: Sunfire Cape, health down, armor up, burn radius down, burn damage down versus champions, up versus non-champions. Interesting. So this is basically geared towards making Sunfire Cape less of a dueling item. Cool. Balmy Cinder down, burn radius down. Burn radius down on Cinder Hulk as well. Bonus damage versus minions and monsters. So they're basically making the Cinder items more in line with clearing jungle and pushing lanes. Cool, cool, cool. And yeah, it doesn't duel well. So you can't just Nautilus and shove into people and win every trade automatically. You're going to have to earn it. Magic resist tag items aren't very robust at the moment. Spirit Visage is by far a top choice. Banshee Veil's up there for more, is pretty much there for more stats. Spirit Visage is meant to be an enticing for champions with high healing or a strong healer on the team, but we don't want it to outshine every other option in every other case. So they're basically just nerfing Spirit Visage and giving it a little bit more identity with the bonus healing. Mundo, dude, Mundo. Telling you guys, you don't even fucking know about Mundo. Spectre's Cowl, magic resist down. Got it. Dead Man's Plate, health down, armor up. Dead Man's Plate is designed to help melee champions close the gap. Health is down, armor is up. Gain up to 20 momentum stacks per second while moving. Crushing Blows slow, no longer decays over the duration. Crushing Boop removed. Basic attacks 100 momentum, no longer. Okay, got it. So this is becoming more of a chasing item, is how this looks to me. Interesting. Interesting. I'm immediately scared of Garen reading this. That's what I think. I just think of Garen running people down. Next up, health down, crit strike, damage reduction up. Yeah, they definitely are. I mean, this is what this patch is looking like. They did say it in the notes. They're looking to make tanks more, or make the items and the tanks in general, with the durability items, have clear identity. So here, crit strike damage reduction is up. So now crit strike reduction is up to 20%. That's very significant, and it makes me wonder, you know, if this item is going to play that as good as it seems into champions like Yasuo and Tryndamere. Slow all enemies by 55% for 2 seconds. Yeah, it's a big item. This is a big item change here. Randuin's is going to be the hot ticket more than Thornmail ever was. Thornmail's shit anyways, but now people are really going to start picking Randuin's up. Warmog's heart passive activates the lower threshold and regenerates more health. We're pulling health out of our tanks, left Warmog's armor feeling a bit inaccessible. Compensating for the lower expected health from items while also providing light buffs and quality of life improvements to the passive. Yes! Mundo! Guys, do you understand that Mundo is coming for your elo, dude? Mundo is coming. Boys, you have any idea how hard Mundo is gonna beat your ass in solo queue? He's coming, I think. I don't know. He's still kind of shit, but he might have a spot again. Maybe. Every time they make tanks a little bit stronger, I'm just like, bring back Mundo, dude. I don't know. He's been shit for a while. He pops up occasionally, but then he goes back to being shit, like, immediately. Cool. So here's a buff to the passive, buff to activating the passive anyways. And you get 5% max health per second. I'm telling you. Jesus. Banshee's Veil. Now mage item health removed, ability power added. Interesting change. Very interesting. For tanks, Banshee's Veil isn't bought for being Banshee's Veil. It's bought for being another Spirit Visage stat. When it comes down to it, a spell shield is much more carry-oriented ability, because tanks won't instantly die if caught out by stray crowd control. We're reworking Banshee's Veil stat line to make it more enticing. Ability power 70, magic resist down to 45. Spell shield is there, no longer grants health regen. Spell shield the next enemy ability. This spell shield refreshes after no damage. Very neat. Very interesting line. This is going to be the answer. I could see, dude, I could so see champions like TF building this a lot. Very, very interesting. But it's AP only, though, so you don't get to really build it if you're AD. I really want to see. I feel like this is going to be a go-to anti-assassin, anti-LeBlanc, anti-Ari, anti-you name it type of item. I don't know how strong it'll be, but it will be interesting to see how it plays. Abyssal Scepter. Like Banshee's Veil, Abyssal Scepter is an item whose passive doesn't quite line up with its stat line, and area effect damage amp is much more appropriate for a durable champion that's comfortable in the thick of things, but the ability power currently on there is more appropriate for mages. We're shifting stats around that make Abyssal Scepter for an item for tanks who feel comfortable sacrificing. Mundo's coming back. Maybe. Health 300. Base health regeneration. Magic resist. Cooldown reduction. No ability power. Mundo's coming back, boys. Oh yeah, Malphite with Sunfire is pretty interesting. Yeah, true. In Abyssal, yeah. Maybe. This is weird. You could see a lot of tanky champions running with this. They basically, yeah, they did the opposite with Banshee's Veil, I see now. So they basically took Abyssal, swapped it with Banshee's Veil, and then tried to redefine those. Guardian Angel. This was the physical damage item. Attack damage is added. You're going to see this on ADs a lot more now. I was reading about this. Toward the idea to make the resurrection effect available in both magic damage and physical damage forms, mages now Mages have Zhonya's Hourglass for stasis effect, and the 2 stasis effects makes for a really frustrating play against Case. As a result, we're returning Guardian Angels to have more appropriate stats for carries who churn out physical damage. So you're not really building this on mages anymore. Rip you. You're going to be seeing it on ADs, you're going to be seeing it on Zed, you're going to be seeing it on a lot of champions now. Same champs it was already on, but even more often ADs and pretty much never APs now. Steric's Gauge, better attack damage bonus up. Lifeline Shield now scales with bonus health, not max health. Steric's Gauge is supposed to be a clutch tankiness item for Juggernauts, giving them base damage. We're doubling down on that, trying to get its scaling to bonus health rather than base health, and upping the damage scaling to boot. With their health heavy builds and base attack damage, Juggernauts and other fighters should feel best about these changes, especially in the late game. This seems kind of like a nerf. If you try to use this as just like a one-stop defensive item, I think might have to adjust when you build Sterix. Like I know I build Sterix on like try like GP. If I go Triforce, then Sterix, and then I just go IE and straight up damage. I think I would now even get more value out of the Titanic build. So I don't know. Maybe can still work if you build a bunch of health. Probably is not going to be the go-to item anymore for just mitigating damage coming out. I'm not reading that name, but thanks for subbing. The most bizarre name, but thank you. Doran Shield. Doran's items give champions a lot of laning strength at the expense of mid to late game slot efficiency. In that context, Doran's Shield is the item that lets you weather a tough lane. So we're updating its passives to keep you in lane and help you last hit while you save up big ticket items. 400 now, health is 80. Regen is up to 6 flat health regeneration per 5 seconds. No longer reduces damage from basic attacks, single target spells. Basic attacks deal 5 damage on hit. Regain 20 health over 10 seconds after taking damage from an enemy champion. Definitely feels like a buff to Doran's Shield. Interesting. Heavy poke lanes you might want to favor Doran's Shield now more than Cloth. I don't know. We'd have to see. Yeah, the Doran's Shield got weird. I think specifically it's targeting the cases where you go into lane and just get spammed by auto attacks or spells and you don't really have a solution to deal with it. I think that's what they're trying to fix. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see how that works. I can see a lot of cases where they're trying to make champions, probably like Jace and Kennen specifically are the ones that come to mind. I can imagine them in the room like, I don't know how to make the fucking tanks get through lane phase. I think this is how they're trying to address that. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see how that plays. What else do we got here? Lifesteal items. Blade of the Rune King cost is up because that shit's strong as hell. Death's Dance. Damage deferred. 30%. Attack damage is up. This is huge. This is very huge. This item is going to be used a lot in the future. I'm calling it right now. A lot of fighters and bruisers are going to be playing this item. I don't know what Riot was smoking, but that's going to be a problem. That's gonna hurt, dude. I fully expect this item to be showing up a lot more now. Bloodthirster damage is up. Ravenous Hydra damage is up. But the scariest is definitely Death's Dance here. I will definitely be looking on that item for a lot of the champions that I play. Crit is an integral part of traditional marksman itemization. Has been underperforming for a while. We're giving marksman earlier access to 1.5 item power spike. Item cost for IE is down. Zeal cost is down. Tryndamere buff. Tryndamere buff. Runon's Hurricane is supposed to be about area effect damage and wave clear, but due to all things it offers, it's simply the best choice in all cases. Shifting power to the secondary bolts, preserving Hurricane's identity as the area effect zeal upgrade, but the other things must go. No longer grants on-hit damage. Secondary bolt damage is up. Yeah, that makes sense. Champions that were building this and getting big were problematic for sure. Twitch and Caitlyn come to mind. Rapid fire cannon, static shiv, cannibalize each other's strengths due to energized proc damage not stacked between sources. We're trying to better differentiate the two in ways that also make their combination more compelling. RFC is here to not only amp up your range, but also charge your other energized effects faster. Rapidly, one might say. Combined costs, blah, blah, blah. Damage to champions down. New attacks become energized 25% faster. Jin buff? Definitely feels like it. 7 Streets. Thanks for the Twitch Prime sub. Love you, dude. Big fan. Thank you. Rapid fire cannon and static shift cannibalize each other's strengths. Energized proc. Combined cost. Damage to champions is up. Bonus damage to minions is down. Shiv already needed to be burst oriented option, so we're tuning it to push that distinction harder. Tryndamere buff, I think. Tryndamere buff. Phantom Dance is already doing its own thing pretty well, so we're adjusting cost match to other zeal upgrades, calling it a day. Cool. Cost is up on Phantom Dancer. My read is that I think tanks... Well, let me get through the fucking patch first. Let's get straight to the point. Between Lethality, Last Whisper, and Cleaver, there's been too much armor pen in the item system, with the shift in durability items to favor armor over health when dealing with physical damage dealers. Those physical damage dealers can't also have their current degree of effectiveness in mitigating those armor buffs. These numbers might look kind of harsh, but most of that power was siphoned into crit and lifesteal items buffs above. Armor pen is down. Armor pen is down. Giant Slayer damage amp is up. Bonus armor is down. Black Cleaver is down. Tanks OP. Now they definitely seem OP. Seems like tanks are going to have a lot of playtime again. This is interesting. Definitely feels like we're trying to make tanks do more shit. The Noob Spoon. Thanks for the Twitch Prime sub. Appreciate you, dude. But, you know, we're sitting here saying tank meta, tank meta, tank meta. Yeah, tanks will be strong. I don't know how strong. I also don't know if that stupid item is gonna mean that, like... Yeah, I really think this item is still as ridiculous. My initial read is that this thing is going to be... It's going to crowd out a lot of the buffs that we've seen, I think. I'm anticipating. I could be wrong, but that's what it's looking like to me. Alright, support items and quests. Playing well as a support often means intentionally forgoing actions that grants gold or experience, the two main axes of power in League. In the past, we've given supports their own unique items to prop up their lower gold, but this led to problems when other positions found ways to abuse them. We want to give supports additional rewards for good play that aren't just gold and experience. Okay, Ancient Coin Line. While Targans and Spell Thieves line encourage supports to play in an active role in the laning phase, Ancient Coin's gameplay consists of being the lane. We want to make Ancient Coin rewards feel less consistently safe, allowing users more ways to show off skillful aggression. Favor update, unique passive. Nearby enemy minions killed by anyone other than the Ancient Coin holders have a chance to drop either a gold or mana coin to be picked up by the coin user. After one coin type is spawned, the next spawn is guaranteed to be the other type. Coin pickup range scales moderately with champion attack range. 20 gold for Ancient Coin, increased 30 for Nomad's Medallion. Mana coins, 8% of missing mana. Minimum 15 mana. So there's mana coins and gold coins. Okay, Mario Party. Supports often lag behind the rest of the team in experience, denying them access to base stats and skill ranks. Ancient coins, new item quests give support a boost to stay competitive in ability ranks, giving them a skill point when they complete it. Quest rewards. Complete Ancient Coins quest by earning 650 gold through favorite passive and upgrading Nomad's Medallion or higher. Favors upgraded Emperor's Favor on quest completion, causing takedowns on enemy champions to spawn gold and mana coins on quest completion, gaining an elixir of skill that instantly grants a skill point when consumed. You still have a max of 18 skill points per game, meaning you'll finish leveling your abilities at level 17. Whoa! That's actually crazy. When you think about it, this is very interesting because, as they said, getting XP when you finish an item is a surefire way to bridge that XP gap that the support has. Think about it for a second. There's going to be instances and cases where the support actually will out-level people randomly. Very bizarre. Tanks want to be tanky. A sweet shield regenerated over time and accelerated by executing minions with a relic shield should give tank supports the durability they need to withstand poke, as well as a chunk of health to bolster their initiations. Complete Relic Shield's quest by earning 650 gold through the Spoils of War passive. Upgraded Targon's Brace are higher. Relic Shield's item line gains shield battery on quest, granting a permanent shield that regenerates out of combat. Wow. Spell Thief's Edge. Same thing, blah, blah, blah. Complete Spell Thief's Edge by earning 650 gold through Tribute passive and upgraded the Frostfang higher. Tribute is upgraded to Queen's Tribute on quest completion, causing procs to grant a short burst of movement speed. The fuck? Dude, support's gonna be kind of cool. Or at least it feels that way. Huh. I could see... Huh. Support's gonna have all sorts of weird shit going on down there. They're basically making it so that you have... it sounds fun. It sounds interesting to be able to, like, pick and choose. To have, like, a utility champ get a bonus level up. And it also sounds cool to have supports that get rolling and have, like, a little bonus. Like, here you go, you shitty support. You get something for playing this shit role. I really like this direction. I think support as a role in general is probably the weakest role in terms of, like, carrying a game. And I think that there needs to be something to make this lane exciting again. And I think this is the type of stuff that can open up ways for supports to have their own playstyle kind of show forth. I mean, for example, playing a utility champion like a Blitzcrank and then doing your shit right and finishing up the ancient coin line is going to get you some extra XP on top of whatever you get when you roam. So you might be able to be a big ass Blitzcrank, which is kind of cool. It's just something different. I don't know. It seems exciting to me, and I don't play support, but I feel like it could be a fun way to make support fun. Because that role sucks dick. Contribution clarity. Many champs showcase damage kill, not many focus on what leads to these outputs, stuns, heals, blah, blah, blah. With the added benefit of proving tactical clarity, etc. Crowd control name display. Charmed. Cool. I like this. They're going to make it easier to read the crowd control that comes out. End of game stats. Damage mitigated on itself. How much damage you reduce or blocked. Damage dealt to objectives. Damage dealt to turrets. Vision score, measuring how effective your vision contribution and denial was. Crowd control score. This one needs a bit more time in the shop. Blah, blah, blah. They didn't have that. Active item feedback. Ever wonder how effectively you use your items? Very cool. Very fucking cool. Spell attribution effects, cool. Active item HUD. Active castable portion of our items contain a lot of power. When used, this change adds thicker, more prominent border to our major activatable items. Nice. Rift Herald. Let me bring up SpongeBob, fucking Bikini Bottom guy, for this, because he had a Rift thing. This guy is the man. I love this guy. He's just got...
that can now, after being killed, drops an item that gives you the enchanted recall, and you can also use it to summon him as an ally, and he will focus the turrets, go down a lane, and they will have to battle him, and it's going to be
turrets later.
Pretty strong. I mean, she's a girl, okay? And then we also have the new...
Okay, well, we don't get to see the actual in-game footage. Damn it. Bikini Bottom let us down. So you can actually... I saw some of this already. You can actually, like, wiggle behind this dude. And, you can wiggle behind this dude and actually attack the eye from... There's got to be... Hold on. I can pull this up. Haha. Oh, great. We got Brofesco. Perfect. I know you guys love this guy. You wake up, you're Brofesco. You have 1 million subs. How did you get there? Who knows? So let's see. I'm not playing Brofesco sound on my stream for my sanity. So let's see. Kills it. Can we see this thing in action? Where is it? Okay, he spawns it. And it's basically York ult. Oh shit, that thing just headbutted the fucking... The fuck? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Can I see that again? Yeah, that thing is literally my teammates in solo queue. That thing legit headbutted the tower. Does it do it? Does it do the next one too? It does! Holy shit! Alright, that seems a lot stronger than what we're getting. And that actually seems even stronger for split push champs. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. When summon Rift Herald heads in the nearest lane, starts killing structures, blah, blah, blah. Rift Herald disables turret, backdoor, defenses, even when no... Turret, backdoor, defenses? Even when no allied minions are nearby. Wow! That is so ridiculous. Split push champs, baby! As if split pushing wasn't strong enough. Do you realize what that means? Basically what that's saying is that normally when you go to attack a tower and there's no minions nearby, your champion does no damage to the tower. But if this fucking crab people is hitting the tower, right? If crab people's hitting the tower, you can deal bonus damage to the tower, or you deal normal damage to the tower just like you would, as if there was no, as if you had minions there. This patch is gonna be nuts. It's gonna be lots of shit going on. Magic resist per level. Champions previously gained no blah blah blah. Okay, Graves. Collateral damage can have a strong combo. Graves can't have a built-in way to ignore trade-offs. Graves can no longer queue multiple spells during his basic attack animation. Shit on. This prevents an unintended interaction where Graves could remain in attack range after ulting by queuing both. Oh, shit on. Nerfing the pros, boys. Renekton. No longer ignores inputs during his ability cast times. Once an ability is completed, he'll move on to the next queued action. Renekton's first attack when requeuing combat now properly gains 5 full fury. Bug fix, bug fix, bug fix, slice and dice, bug fix. No longer deals an extra tick of damage on cast. Interesting. Rise. Oh, didn't mean to do that. We're making spell flux more forgiving, a higher latency. We talked about this in the last patch notes. Fizz. Sea Stone Trident's damage over time ticks, including the initial application, no longer counts as spell hits. Match similar persistent effects. Heading off what, and then Shen heading off what would have potentially been harsh interaction with Maokai's updated passive. Cool, blah blah blah. Got it. Poacher's Dirk, old price tag. Want to make Poacher's Dirk more competitive option. Don't want to power creep in the item system. Nero, thanks for 7 months in a row. We're getting to the back end of this. Attack damage is down. No big changes here. If teleport is cast off screen, it'll search for a nearby unit to target. Whoa, that makes teleport, that's a buff. That makes teleport easier to use in the clutch. When you're like fishing for a fucking ward, you can just click and it'll automatically, yeah, that's a buff to teleport. Rotating game modes. Don't care about Dark Star Thresh, Q health, blah blah blah, bug fixes, yada yada. And that, dude, this patch is gonna be a doozy, folks. We got through it all though. Sorry that we couldn't get hexadecimal in on this one. I'm sure he would have had some input for sure. But the main takeaways that I see here, tanks are going to be a big deal. I feel like I forget the name of the fucking item. Death's Dance, there it is. Death's Dance. I feel like Death's Dance is liable to be pretty overtuned. Lock and Load, thanks for the 8 months in a row. I feel like tanks are going to be very strong. I feel like Death's Dance is likely to be pretty overtuned. And I think that overall, I think that with this new Rift, I could totally see situations where champions that were already very good at split pushing get a huge buff. So even though tanks are going to be strong, tanks are going to have a way to deal with champions that get fed for sure. But at the same time, I think that generally speaking, this isn't as bad as it seems off the initial. Because with the Rift Herald and shit like Death's Dance, a lot of the AD being shifted back into items, you know, even though we're losing Armor Pen, we get a lot of extra attack damage in some of these items. I don't see a world where split push champs get outclassed by tanks too often in solo queue. I still think split push champs are going to be huge. And the other stuff with some of the item adjustments. Oh, and the support thing. That's right. The last thing I want to touch on. The support shit is going to... The whole game is going to be in some weird state of strange. This is a pretty significant change to the game. When you factor in the support having a new fucking mini game within the game, the fact that tanks are going to show back up again, the fact that split push champs, when they get rolling, have an opportunity, or even tanks have an opportunity to get a split push buff to take down a lane that they're already beating. The game is going to get weird. I see a lot of weird things happening. I don't know how to accurately read a lot of it because I haven't played it yet, and I'm going to be playing it when it goes live. I'm going to be on grinding the shit and trying to figure it out, and you guys will see the struggle bus. And I don't know, we'll just have to go and get a feel for it ourselves. But in the meantime, I am predicting that right out the gate, I think that you're going to see a lot more viability from the tanks, at least when you factor in all those changes to tank items that are getting buffs, and the fact that new Doran Shield is actually going to allow a lot of tanks easier lane phases that they would normally not have gotten. Okay? Big patch notes. 7.9 patch notes. If you like this, you want to see more patch notes, like, subscribe, etc. when this shows up on YouTube. Thank you very much. Sorry that I've been away and not posting videos. I've been sick and exhausted, but I'm back now, and we're going to get back on that grind. All right, thank you very much. NEACE, No Bullshit Gamer, like, subscribe, etc., etc. At 100,000 subs, we can get Jinx a boob job. Yeah. So those are not tickle bitties. All right, I'm out. Peace. Cracks. Thanks so much.